Happy Friday, football fans. Harrison Graham here from Verts, where we talk about college football and NFL on a daily basis. If you want more content for both sports, hit that subscribe button. We're 100% free. All right, on today's show, we got a loaded college football slate for Week 7 this weekend, and I'm going to take a look at the top 5 matchups, preview each game, and make my pick against the spread. And gotta be honest, your boy is hot. I've been picking 5 games a week since week 1. The top 5 games, by the way, not just finding, games that I feel really, really good about. Top 5 games every week, betting against the spread, 18-12. If you want to make some money, trail me this week. I went 4-1 a week ago. Hopefully we can keep it going. We haven't been great every week, but overall, 18-12. Definitely happy about that. All right, top 5 matchup, Big Ten game. I think a potential brewing rivalry could start on Saturday. Number 2, Ohio State at number 3, Oregon. The Buckeyes, a 3-point road favorite, as, the eye test in early parts of the season would probably suggest that they've been a little bit more consistent, a little more explosive. Their defense has been better. Oregon's been kind of all over the place. They messed around with Idaho one week. They've had a couple other close calls as well. Ashton Jeanty ran all over them for 200 a few weeks ago. And Ohio State's going to be able to run the ball. Quinshon, Judkins, Travion Henderson, Will Howard's playing distributor. Jeremiah Smith, the freshman wide receiver, is one of the best players in the country. Emeka Egbuka, the veteran wide receiver, he's very good as well. They've got more weaponry. They've got more raw talent. But I think with this game being in Eugene at Autzen Stadium, primetime atmosphere, 7:30 Eastern, that place will be rocking. I guess it'll be 4:30 on the West Coast, but still, that's going to be a big-time environment. I'm going to go with the Buckeyes, though. I think Ryan Day is due for a big win like this. He's favored. I think he gets this one. I like the way the Buckeyes are playing a little bit better. Just a little more steady right now. Dillon Gabriel has had some bad turnovers in the red zone. Oregon has been a bad 4th down team as well. I'm going to take Ohio State in this spot. It wouldn't shock me if Oregon won. I picked Oregon to go to the national championship game, but I've been waiting for that dominant performance. We saw it against their rival Oregon State about 3 weeks ago, but it hasn't been there from a week-to-week basis, whereas Ohio State, every week, they're just killing people. Neither of these teams have played a great schedule. Obviously, Oregon did play a good Boise State team, but again, they gave up 34 points, and Ashton Jeanty, who should win the Heisman at this point in the season, ran wild. They had no answers. And I'm not saying Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins or Ashton Jeanty, but they're pretty damn good running backs, and Ohio State also has a much better quarterback in Will Howard and wide receivers than Boise has. I'll take the Buckeyes to win this one. I don't know, 7 to 10 points. I think they're going to score in the 30s. Maybe it's a 38-28, 38-31 type of game. We'll have to wait and see. You guys let me know in the comments who wins, Ohio State, Oregon at Autzen Stadium. Who you're rolling with, go ahead and let us know. All right, Red River Rivalry. I did a full video preview on this game alone on the channel, so once you subscribe, go to the content tab. You'll be able to find it there, a little deeper analysis, but we'll touch on it here as well. Texas 14.5-point favorites. Actually picked Texas in that preview, 38-24, so technically that would be an Oklahoma cover, but the more I've thought about it, how is Oklahoma going to keep up? They're going to need their defense to have a special performance. And when I say special, I mean probably score defensively. They're going to need a defensive touchdown. Quinn Ewers is back for Texas. At times, he can be turnover prone, but if he takes care of the football, Texas is going to score north of 30 points. Can Oklahoma score north of 20 points? Because if they can't, Texas is going to have a good chance to cover. So I said 38-24. Maybe it's more like 38-20. I like Texas to win and to cover here. They're just so much more explosive offensively. They have a much better offensive line. Oklahoma has a good defense. It's not just going to be Texas is having their way for 60 minutes, but they did pretty close to that against a Michigan team that's pretty good on defense as well. I think Quinn will come out and be sharp after sitting for a couple of weeks with an oblique strain. I just don't know if Michael Hawkins Jr. can make enough plays with his arm, and if they get down early, they're going to have to throw the football. I like Texas in this spot. They pull away from the Sooners. Number 4, Penn State at USC. I'm going to go USC with the home upset. These cross-country flights are pretty challenging, and that's the new world of college football, and teams are going to have to get used to it. It's kind of like an NFL type of deal, right? When Seattle's got to go play the Giants or vice versa, stuff like that. That's basically what this is. I mean, Penn State to USC, it's about a 6.5-hour flight, so that's going to be a challenge. I like USC to bounce back and get a straight-up win here. Penn State hasn't been too challenged yet. Illinois hung with them for a while. West Virginia was weird with the 3-4 hour weather delay. USC's more battle-tested. They beat LSU. They played Michigan to the wire. Kind of laid an egg against Minnesota last week. I get it, but Lincoln Riley's due for a win here, and I think he's going to get one. I think they'll play better at home. I still don't trust Drew Allar in these big games. If he goes and wins this game on the road and plays well, that'll show me something. That'll absolutely show me something. But Miller Moss has been a little shaky the last couple of weeks, but I think he bounces back. You know what I really like in this game is the under. Penn State has a really good defense. USC's didn't play great last week, but it's much improved. I like USC with the upset in a tight one, 24-20, 24-23, something like that. I think the Trojans win, and it's do or die for USC. If they're going to stay in the playoff race, they're 3-2 right now. This is a must win. They're not even in the top 25 anymore. You win this game, get back into the rankings, and try to make a push the second half of the season. Speaking of the college football playoff, this isn't a elimination game, but it's almost like a mini elimination game. The loser of this one falls behind the 8 ball, right? Both Ole Miss and LSU are 4-1. Winner of this game is in a good position. 5-1, they would definitely be inside the 12-team playoff picture. Loser would not. They would have to make up some ground. Prime time on ABC. Ole Miss, a 3.5-point favorite. I went back and forth on this one. I'm going to kind of keep it simple. They both played South Carolina. Ole Miss hammered them. LSU kind of got worked. I know that game was close late, but they were down big early. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. Jackson Dart's a little more experienced. I thought they bounced back nicely last week against South Carolina. LSU's defense is a mess. I like Nussmeier. He's good, but I just think Ole Miss is a little more complete. I don't feel great about this pick because it is a night game in Death Valley, so, I think it's going to be tricky. I do think it'll be a good game, but I think Ole Miss ends up winning this one. I love the over in this game. If you remember the game last year, Ole Miss and LSU, Jaden Daniels and Jackson Dart went nuts. I think it was like 55-49 or something crazy. I don't think we'll get that, but I think both teams will be in the 30s. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Give me the Rebs to win this one and cover. I don't love the hook, but I'm going to lean on Ole Miss here. I think they find a way. I think their defense is just a little bit better than LSU's. All right, last game we're going to talk about here. Little Big 12 after dark. Number 18 Kansas State visiting Colorado. Both teams coming off a bye week, so they will be nice and fresh. 10:15 Eastern on ESPN, so a little late night kick. K-State, a 3.5-point favorite. I like Kansas State in this spot. I commend Colorado, and I like how they've been playing the last few weeks. They smoked UCF. UCF's turned around and got smoked by Florida, who has a head coach in the hot seat, so they're just not that good. Doesn't mean Colorado's not. It just means that win's not as good as it probably felt in the moment. Kansas State's very physical. They're good in the trenches. They play well with a lead. Now, if Colorado can get an early lead in this one, get the crowd on their side, obviously playing at home, I think it gets much more difficult on Avery Johnson, the Kansas State quarterback, and things can snowball. We saw that at BYU. They were kind of in a fist fight early on in that game, and a couple plays went BYU's way, and they were up, I think, 17-6, 24-6 at halftime, and it got out of control, and they got absolutely steamrolled. So Kansas State wants to run the football with their two backs, run the ball with Avery Johnson, set up play action, and play from ahead, control the line of scrimmage. Obviously, that's been a big challenge for Colorado. I think they've been better in the trenches the last couple of times out, but that's still not a strength of their team. Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are going to have special games to pull off this win. Playing at home with that crowd, that's going to help, but I think Kansas State is built to win a game like this. Give me the Wildcats to win and to cover in this spot. So there you have it, an absolutely loaded slate of college football this weekend. There's other games that are good as well. Those are the top 5 in my eyes, so I can't wait to watch it all. Hopefully you guys can either. We'll probably do some kind of reaction recap episode on Saturday, probably after the 6:30, 7:30 games. Once Ole Miss, LSU, and Oregon, Ohio State wrap up. Texas, Oklahoma will be in the books by then, so we'll probably do a video then. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and you guys let us know what is the best game of the weekend in college football. Give us your take on that, and we'll see you guys next time.